So I've got a question here. G of x equals 6 minus 3x. I want to find the inverse function of g of x. Okay, now let's start off with our correct terminology to write this. So to find our inverse function, I need to find the inverse of each. Now the inverse of g of x would just give me just my x. So I'm going to write x for that. 6 is my constant, that will stay. 3 is a coefficient, that will stay. And now for x, I'm going to write inverse function of g of x. So g minus 1 of x. So that's the place to start. So now my idea is to try and get this on its own, and I've found this function here. Okay, let's subtract 6 from both sides to get rid of this constant. So subtract 6. So now I'll get x minus 6 equals minus 3 times my inverse function of x. Okay, now let's get rid of this minus 3 coefficient on this side. So therefore divide everything by minus 3. So divide by minus 3, and same on this side. So now I've got x minus 6 divided by minus 3 equals my inverse function of x. Now that is correct, but we can do better with this minus sign on the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is, if I flip these two round, I can now have a positive on my denominator. So now I can write 6 minus x over 3. So that's now the same. And then that equals my inverse function g of x. And that's a good place to stop.